I mean, they kind of, okay, they kind of want to move at the same speed. Yeah, they want to be synchronized. Okay, so we've got our Seagull script and we've got our Seagulls script. So our Seagulls script is the manager of the Seagull, right? And the Seagull script is the individual Seagull behavior. Now, the way my Seagull at the moment is set up, as you can see, is in the inspector, we've got a move speed and a rotation speed on each individual Seagull. That should be inherited on the Seagulls manager, so let's just move that. So we're going to put a... We'll change these to private. Move speed and rotation speed. At the moment they're set to 5.5, but we can tweak those as we need. So I'm just going to update that. And on our Seagulls class, which manages the Seagulls as a flock, let's say, we'll put these values here. So we're going to do move speed and rotation speed. And then what we can do is we can inherit that. So on enable we can say move speed equals, actually let's do this in update. The reason why we should do it in update is we want to see it we want to see it take effect right while we're tuning. So if you're trying to tune something and get a good feel for like how the values are going to change the behavior, like do it in update. So we can just do move speed equals get components in parent Seagulls, and then get the move speed, and then same for rotation speed equals get component in parent Seagulls dot rotation speed. There we go, in update. And then that way, as I'm tweaking the values around, so we can see that now, right? So we'll see that our movement speed and rotation speeds disappeared from the Seagull, and the Seagulls. So let me just turn this on so you can see what's going on. Okay, so each Seagull, just like when I first started this, each Seagull is located in a very specific position. So we've got the boss Seagull here, if you like. Make him a little bit bigger, I guess. Not too much, just a little bit. All right, and then we have individual Seagulls basically mounted up on top of each of these like kind of tree cube decorative structures, right? So we have a grand total of 15 Seagulls. They're going to wait for our player to come out of the supermarket with a shopping trolley full of hot dogs, and then they're going to swoop in, get a hot dog, and then they're going to flap around the supermarket taunting the player, and then the player has to hit them all with a snowball, in which they'll drop the hot dog, and then the player has to pick up all of the hot dogs. So the Seagulls are going to inherit their movement speed now off this. So these were set to defaults of 5. So let's just stick them on 5 for now. I think what's also happening, and I'll explain why. Okay, let me just run this first. Just turn it down. Okay, so we turn on the Seagulls. Our shopping cart appears with the hot dogs. Okay, now what happened? We got a lot of problems with this. Okay, now what happened is they went towards the shopping cart. Let me first explain how this works. Okay, so we have a goal pivot, which if we turn on the mesh renderer, actually you can probably see the mesh renderer, it's just a sphere. It's actually hidden inside the supermarket for the most part. Okay, so we've got a mesh render on that. But basically there's a sphere in the middle of the supermarket. We've got an animation component on this. And there are 15 cubes attached to the pivot. So these 15 cubes all rotate at a set distance around the pivot. And each one of these birds basically uses that as its position marker. So they essentially track the position of the cubes. What these birds should do as well is... So there's a couple of issues with this. So the first issue is that they kind of swoop in. So what was happening is I was using smoothing, and they were swooping in to the trolley and then swooping to their position, and they were lagging behind. So what they were essentially doing is they were getting closer and closer to the center pivot, then they were moving back out again, and then they were going back in again, moving back out again. And the reason that was happening is because they weren't able to keep up with their rotating pivot. So the rotating pivot was moving around here, so they were trying to fly to it, which is why they were sort of going off center, off track. So I changed it so that the Seagull now tracks its follow target much tighter. But now the first problem that's created is now they just kind of seem to appear. Let's see it again. It's almost like they appear at their positions as soon as they've gone to the trolley, but they're supposed to actually like move towards it. So if we turn them on, see it again. Right, so they, in fact, no, they disappear way before reaching the target. Right, let's just take a look at that. So they have 4 states. Their first state is idle, which is state 0. State 1 is swoop, where they should, if state 1 fly to cart position, they should follow this logic here, and the cart position is inherited from the Seagulls manager class, which tracks the cart position. So they should fly towards the cart, which they were doing, but distance transform less than 0.1 F, and they just disappeared immediately. Let me just try turning that down a little bit. Something's not right with this. And then they're meant to grab the hot dog, which is when we spawn the hot dog in the grasp of the Seagull, and then they change states and they go into their swoop position state, but they kind of teleport there, which they're not supposed to do. Wait, I think that's why. Okay, it's left over from this, that's why. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah, so they then teleport to their position. Let's try having them move twice as fast. That's much better. Much better. Okay, but they don't want to teleport to their positions, so they need to... So when we go into the follow flat position state, they're kind of just teleporting there. Okay. So what we'll do is, after grabbing the hot dog, instead of just immediately changing into the next state, we will we need to add a new state, I think. Okay, what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to give them a bool called swoop forward. While swoop forward is true, they haven't yet obtained a hot dog. So when they obtain a hot dog and reach the cart, we're going to set swoop forward to false. So they now want to swoop backwards to their... They now want to swoop backwards to their fly position. Okay, so then in update, I'm going to say if swoop forward, fly to cart position, else fly to pivot position. So instead of transforming to the cart position, they have a transform of flap position. So we're going to transform to flap position at move speed times time.delta. But I need them to do this quickly, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a float of back speed equals move speed times 2 for now. And we're going to use back speed as the speed identifier. Then when we reach the distance that's a reasonable distance to its pivot position, then we can increment the state and go to state track flap position. Okay, so let's see that. I never turn them on. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. We can make that faster if we want to. Let's try it 3 times. Might be too quick. I'm gonna do 2.5. Let's try it at 3 first. Where the hell is it? 3 times speed. I need to increase that to be safe. Okay. Let's see it. Yeah, I like that. That's fine. Right, we still have a problem. So, let's see each state first and check its rotation. So, let me first explain what I want. So what I want okay, so the bird's standing upright. Okay. And when the bird goes into his, so this is his gull idle animation. All right. Let me just turn all this garbage off so you can see it better. What can we can't, well, we can hide gizmos. There we go. We can see him a little bit better now. Alright, whatever. So there's his idle animation. Then when he's swooping and flapping, he has different animations. So his swoop, he does this. Right? So his orientation becomes forward. So I want him to swoop towards the supermarket trolley like an actual bird flies. But then when he starts flapping and he becomes a target for the player and he's got his hot dog, I want him upright again and looking at the player like this because I just think it's funny. It also makes it a better target, and it's funnier when he dies because then when he dies he just kind of falls over and drops the hot dog. All that's working mostly correctly, but I need to check these states because I think what we've got is a discrepancy in the axis of the 3D model. So let's run it. I'll show you what I mean. So even though the code's correct, so okay, that's correct. So we can pause it now. So that's correct. The birds are facing, or should be facing, the supermarket trolley for the most part. They're actually not really. They're just kind of... They kind of are, because the ones behind are facing that way, I guess. I think they're just facing whatever way I put them in the editor, to be honest. They should be rotating. And I know we technically have birds flying through the wall here, but I'm going to set up the camera in a way where you're not going to see that. You just see birds. You're just going to see birds appear and steal hot dogs, basically. Okay, so this state seems fine for rotation. However, when they go into their... So they fly back that way as well, which is correct. So they're flying like real birds. They've got a hot dog now as well, as you can see. So they've got their hot dogs. And now, as they fly into their swoop positions, just give them a second. There we go. They're in the swoop positions now. This is wrong. So they're actually showing the player their arse. The problem is it's hard. I'm actually not sure about that. I need to go here now and test it, because if the player stood here, the player should see all the birds sort of like looking at the player. So actually that might be working semi-correctly. I think what's happening is they are rotating to face the player, because the player right now is actually over in that town there. So they kind of are facing the player, right? But they're not upright, and that's the problem, even though they're in their flapping animation. I think they're in their flapping animation. Let me check that. State 1. Okay, the state's incorrect. They're definitely settled in their positions now. How are they in state 1? Let me just check something. If I try to manually change their state, what happens? Okay, now they're correct. Well, they're more correct than they were. Except it's hard to tell, because like I said, the player is technically in that town over there. So they might have their back to the player. But that is state 2, and that should be animation flapping. Yes. Okay. So the first question is, why are they not going into state 2? That would suggest, because they get the hot dog, that would suggest that their follow flap position, fly to pivot position, never reaches this. No, that can't be right. They're definitely going into state 2. What? I am so confused. Let me just see it again. They're still in state 1. What the fuck is happening? Oh, I said cart position. Okay, that's why. I forgot to update this variable here. There we go. That's why. Alright, let's test it now. Okay, that's why it wasn't working. Okay, they should go into state 2. Then I need to bring the player in and make sure that they're rotating correctly towards the player, which I don't think they are. Now, if they're not, we can do what's called a rotation offset, or we could change the orientation of the model. There we go. Or we could change the orientation of the model. Perfect. Well, I don't know about perfect, but we're getting there. I could change the orientation of the model in 3ds Max, but because all the other orientations are correct and working the way I want them to, it would be better to do a rotation offset specifically for state 2, and then have that apply for that state. So first thing I need to do is get to them in the game. So let's do that. I got such a fucking headache. Yeah, I noticed this as well. We get some really strange collider errors on them as well. I need to look at that, which is weird. Okay. Where the fuck am I going? Right. Okay. They might be moving too fast. I think number one, they're too high. They're gonna be fucking impossible to hit. This might be a lot harder than I thought. I think I need to slow them down. Wow, when you're actually here, they're moving really fast. So first of all, yeah, they're showing their ass to me as well. Okay. So first things first, I need to slow them down. I might need to lower them as well, I think. So let's do that now. So we can just move the pivot down. And they'll all come down. There we go. They're still a bit high. Yeah, they're impossible to hit right now. You see why I wanted them upright though, right? Because I knew this would be tricky. I don't even think this is possible right now. It would be way too frustrating, I think. Yeah, this is going to be very difficult. I have to slow them right down, fix their rotations. I think I need to bring them down a bit as well. Okay, so let's bring them down a little bit more. Okay, that's a bit better. Can we even get one? Can we even get one? This is impossible! Yeah, that right now it's impossible. Absolutely impossible. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. But when we slow them down, we'll get there. I don't want to bring them too much lower, because what's the point in them being birds? So I think that's the right position to work with. Okay, so let's grab the world transform on the pivot and give the pivot the new transform, and we'll check our animation here. So if we turn these cubes on, it's going to be trial and error, I think. When you play the animation, you can see how quickly those cubes rotate. They don't look like they're rotating very quickly from this distance, but when you're in there, good lord. Yeah, they need to be at least half that speed. So at the moment, if the whole animation takes nearly 30 seconds, I think it should take like a minute. I think it literally needs to be that slow. We'll set it at like a minute, thereabouts, so that they're half the speed they were. Okay, let's go see how that feels. We also need the rotation offset on them. Okay, so what we can do is on the goals script, we can do a public vector 3. So flap rotation offset equals a new vector 3. Make sure we construct it. There we go. And then over in our Seagull script, I don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Keep that open. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay. So we have face player, which affects the bird itself. Look at player affects the head. So the bird's head should look at the player basically. I'll worry about that later. Let's concentrate on face player first. So if we look at our face player code, we can see calculating the direction of the player transform position minus transform position. Direction of player Y is 0 so that we rule out the height. So we don't rotate it this way or this way. And then target rotation equals quaternion look rotation direction to player. Transform rotation, slurp, rotation, rotation. So we can probably add you know what? I'm showing you really bad practice here. The reason it's really bad practice to do a whole bunch of these in updates and in methods that run from update is because every time you do this, for the Windows build at least, every time you do this, Unity makes a call out to the C++ binaries to do searches and find things. So it actually is expensive and slow to do. Now, I'm not sure about Unity WebGL builds, but that's the reason why it is really bad to do for Windows at least. So it's probably really bad to do in WebGL as well. Seagull dot. What did I call it? Flap rotation offset. Swoop rotation offset. What the fuck did I call it? Oh, it's Seagulls. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Does anybody know? There we go. I'm in the Seagull script, for fuck's sake. Right. There we go. That's why I couldn't find it. Flap rotation offset. And I was doing that somewhere else, wasn't I? I was doing it... There it is. So we can change that now to just Seagulls. There we go. That's much better. We're still doing some naughty stuff here, but considering it doesn't matter so much if it's a one call thing, it's fine, right? It's one call. It's fine. It's just when he dies, so it's fine. But if you're doing it on every frame, it can stack up. It really can. It can actually like severely affect performance if you do it a lot. So there we go. That's much better. So now we should be able to Press run. Press play. Run. What is it? 1980. We're gonna run DMC. I'm gonna run DMC this bitch. Okay, we'll worry about those errors later. Show me the seagull. A seagull. Okay, this is fine. Just grab one. Right, we can see a couple going past, right? So if we grab the rotation pivot now, that's not even the right script. There it is. We should... Wait, is that the one that it doesn't listen to? What is happening? Why is that not working? Did I add... I forgot to add that. I grabbed... It's because I got distracted by that C++ thing. Right, okay, it's fine. I declared the link and got the vector 3 and didn't apply it to the... Here we go. I didn't even grab the vector 3. Oh yes, I did. Where? Yeah, I did. I grabbed the offset. There it is. And I didn't apply it. I think we can just put it within the parenthesis like that. Yeah. Pretty sure we can just do that. All right, let's try that again. That might be the axis that it doesn't. Why is this not working? I guess that doesn't work. I think it's because rotate the player is like a special function. So maybe I need to say target rotation equals target rotation plus rotation at offset. Let's try that. Oh, it doesn't like that. Because one's a quaternion and one is a vector 3. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Let me just ask Jibbity real quick. Well, hang on, let me just try something. So what if I don't... Can you even have a public quaternion like that? What does it look like? And if so, can you stack quaternions? Rotations still confuse the shit out of me. I'll never fully understand rotations. Oh, it just looks like a vector 3. So maybe that's how Unity did it, how Muse did it for my traffic system script. I could have a look at it. So I had a similar problem when I was doing my Muse one, my traffic system one, and I got Muse to help me write some code. And when I said the rotations are off, can I do a rotation offset? It gave me what I assumed was a vector 3 in my inspector. And that worked so well. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it this way from now on, which is what I'm trying to do now. But maybe it actually was a public quaternion after all. Huh. So in that case, I should be able to add cannot be applied to operands of type quaternion and quaternion. Okay, let's see how did Muse do it exactly? So car movements has a rotation offset, which is a quaternion. Oh wait, it's a quaternion Euler. So it's constructed as a quaternion Euler, which has some example parameters in there. Huh, that's interesting. So that's very interesting. Where the fuck is the offset? Did I remove it already? What is happening? Did I just remove the offset without even noticing? Oh no, because I'm in the wrong script, that's why. So we would say equals new, was it new quaternion? Or did it just say quaternion? Oh, it just says quaternion? Interesting. Huh. That's weird. Right. Now it still says... So maybe I need to construct it. Yeah, but in here it's not a new quaternion, is it? We don't declare it here, we declare it here. Here. So would I just say quaternion.euler and then pass it the parameter? No. I am so confused. I don't understand. Yeah, of course. I'm so confused because now it's saying it's trying to convert, and I was going to say, yeah, Euler is a vector 3. So how do we declare a quaternion with a vector 3? Maybe that's how Euler works. I don't know. I'm so confused. Let me look at that. Let me look at this again. So we declare a quaternion of rotation offset, but it's a quaternion dot Euler. Now that in itself seems like a contradiction, right? Because a Euler is a vector 3, but a quaternion is a quaternion. So how can you have a quaternion vector 3? Now maybe the function quaternion dot Euler converts a vector 3 into a quaternion. That would be my guess. So then we would say, well, that's what I tried to do here, right? Is I said, okay, take this vector 3 of Seagulls flat rotation offset and turn it into a quaternion Euler for me. But this is where it says cannot convert quaternion to unity engine vector 3. What? I'm so confused. It is a vector 3 though. I am so confused. I'm going to ask Jibbity. Let's ask Jibbity. My bird's rotation isn't correct in my faceplate function, so I'm trying to apply a rotation offset so I can, like, line things up. And then we'll show our declaration, but we'll show it. I mean, that's not really my declaration, is it? Like, it doesn't need to know that we're getting it off another script, I guess. I'll just leave it. Alright, let's see what it comes back with. The errors you're encountering are due to incorrect usage of quaternion operations and the initialization of the offset. Let's address them step by step. Operator plus cannot be applied to quaternion and quaternion. You cannot add two quaternions directly. Instead, you must multiply them to combine rotations. Cannot convert from quaternion to vector 3. This is likely caused by trying to use a quaternion where a vector 3 is expected. Here's how you can fix the issue. So we declare our rotation offset. If player transform is null, return vector 3 direction to player equals transform position minus transform position. Direction to player y is 0. Direction to player magnitude greater than 0.1f. Quaternion target rotation equals quaternion look rotation direction to player normalized times flat rotation offset. So I was close. So the only thing I was doing wrong is I was trying to add two quaternions, but you have to multiply them together, basically. I'll copy all of that. So I was close. I was close. All right, let's try that. Yeah, so it just wants to be 90. Okay, so we've got it set to 90 right now. I need to go there because they can't face me until I'm there. Right? So... Yeah, they've still got their back to me. So if I take my offset, is it Y? No, Y is the one that doesn't work. So it must be Z. Yeah, there we go. It's going to be 180 degrees then, isn't it? Dead on. We can turn those pivot cubes off so we can see what they look like better. This is still really hard. This is really hard. Oh, I'm gonna get run over. That's kind of the point. This might be the hardest thing ever. He's already moved by the time. Also, I think my targeting's off. I can't hit a single one. Oh, man, is my game ruined? How am I not hitting a single one? There's one. Yes! I got one. Oh, yeah, I got two. Oh, it's satisfying when you get them, though. Oh, my God. This is fucking awful. Oh, it's so bad. Okay, there's another one. There's another one. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Hot dogs getting run over and me getting run over. This is great. This is exactly what I wanted. This is insane. Which is exactly what I wanted. Oh, we got another one. Oh! This is great. This is exactly what I wanted. It's really hard though. Why can't I get it? don't know this. Like, my targeting's really off for this for some reason. Well, it's because he's moved, right? So my targeting system isn't really designed for a move. And also, technically, that bird just got ran over by a bus. And it doesn't seem to care. Ow! Ow! Yeah, it's because my targeting system's not expecting the bird to move. I think I might need to. This would be a lot more fun if the targeting system worked better. So I think I'm going to need to make a different mode for my targeting system that kind of cheats and just sort of homing missiles them. This is so funny though. When you actually hit them and then you've got like hot dogs being ran over. This is fantastic. Yeah, so I need to homing missile the snowballs. I think I still need to slow them down a bit more as well. I might need to bring them down a little bit more. Okay, so first things first. First things first. So we know that Seagulls want to be at 9180. 9180. Wait, I thought Y was the one that didn't apply. I am very confused. Okay. Also, the pivot wants moving down a bit more. Because this is like really hard. And I would say it wants slowing down even more as well. Okay. Let's try it now and see how that affected things. The cubes are back on again, that's why they look weird. Yeah, I need to... No, these snowballs need like a different mode. For the birds... Unless I can line... Okay, I wonder if I can line up their target center. So their target center affects where the snowball aims. I might be able to like line it up slightly better. I haven't hit a single fucking one yet. It's so satisfying when you get one though. It's so satisfying. No, there's a trick to it, right? You wait till like kind of like just in front of you. There we go. This is doable. Yeah, you also have to be facing, like, I think you have to be facing this way if you chase them clockwise, I think the snowball goes too far off. This is so fucking funny. This is so great. Ah! The car pushed me. Ah! I knew this would be great. I knew this would be great. Oh, this is so good. No, I think this is fine actually. This is fine. This is hot dogs everywhere. It's great. Look at the hot dogs. The hot dogs. And then I make the player pick up all the hot dogs as well. And they're like they're still rolling off down the road. This is great. Oh, this is so funny. This is so funny. Oh, this is hilarious. This is great. Ah! Yeah, you can't get them this way though. Like, if you try and get them this way, the snowball's like miles off. You'd have to like get lucky. This is the bit that's going to frustrate the shit out of the players, I think. Ah! Oh my god. This bit's awful. Like, brilliant, but also awful. There's another one. Ah, this is too good. This is too good. This is too good. Oh my god, I can't do it! It's... Oh, this is so frustrating. This is probably a good sign that it's this frustrating. What I could do, because I don't like... I gotta admit, I don't like it when games are like... Some people just really struggle with certain things. And I am like kind of... what's the word? Sympathetic to that. So, like, I think it's a good idea to just kind of like put some helping quality of life type stuff in. So, like, a good idea for something like this, I think, is like just slow them down over time. So if the player, like, if the player's taking forever to do this and they're really struggling with it, you just kind of gradually make it easier and easier and easier and easier and easier, so that they're not like fucking studying for like fucking hours trying to kill these seagulls. So I'll probably do something like that, because there is definitely a trick to it. You have to be facing the right way, for one thing. You have to sort of go against their rotation, because if you go with their rotation, it like fucks the snowball aiming mechanics off. Up, and you can't really get them. Right, is that all of them? I think I got them all. Did I get them all? Yeah. So I think this is fine. I think I'm just going to keep it like this. But I will slow it down gradually over time. And seeing how far these hot dogs can bounce, I might want to put little navigation waypoint markers on each of them, just so that you can find them easily. Because look at how far some of these have gone. Like, this one's gone all the way down here. Would you really think to look all the way down here? That's not one trapped under the road, is it? No, that's no, it's not. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just gradually slow the birds down or whatever. There's another hot dog there. There's one here. Is that one over there as well? I think it is. This is exactly what I was hoping for, is just like fucking hot dogs everywhere. This is great. Oh, this is fantastic. This worked out really good. Right, so I have an adjust pivot script here which I made to specifically like get the birds at the exact distance that I wanted. I'll probably do a separate script actually. So I'm going to call this one Slow Birds. I'm going to put it on the pivot. I imagine speed is going to be represented as a float. Yeah, I would think 1F would be like normal speed. So this way we can start it at a slightly faster speed. And then they'll pretty much come to a stop eventually. So every 2 seconds, Maybe like 0.05f. Let me think about this. How long would that take to completely bring it to a stop? So we've got to go from every 4 seconds we'd be covering 0.1. So by 8 seconds we'd be down to 1. So it would only be another so it would only take 48 seconds. Yeah, I want it to take way longer than that. So we'll just do 0.01. I think that's right. So like how many 0.01s are in 1.2? 120. It would take 2 minutes to come completely to a stop. Even that's too soon, really. Maybe 4 minutes. That'd be like 4 minutes. You do a little bit more than that. Let's do 0.04. Wait, it's every 1 second though, isn't it? It's every 2 seconds. So yeah, oh, that's true actually. Let's go back. See, it's every 2 seconds we're applying it. So it would take 120 iterations, which sounds like 2 minutes. But it's every 2 seconds, so it's actually 4 minutes. But still, 0.005, so that would be times 2. That would be 240 iterations times 2 again. Would take 480 seconds, which is 8 minutes. So if the player hasn't managed to kill all the seagulls within 8 minutes, like they'll literally crawl to a stop. Or almost a stop. Yeah, I think that's fine. So it essentially just slowly make it easier and easier and easier. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. Let me go test that. Where am I going? Right, they would have already reduced a little bit of their speed just in the time of me getting here, but not by a whole lot. Wait, what's that null reference? Ah, that's okay. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not on my new script, so that's fine. Yeah, so we can't do it this way. We have to face this way. Oh my god, this is so... Yeah, there's definitely a trick to it if you just kind of stand still. But because the traffic's pushing you out the way as well, that's easier said than done. Which is quite funny. It's so hard. It's so hard. That's it. I think I got them all. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. It's just hot dogs everywhere. Yeah, no, I'm quite happy with that actually. I will admit though, it's the kind of game mechanic that I hate in other people's games, to be honest. That would really frustrate me and I'd be like, ah, this is impossible. But it's like, it's not impossible, but there is a trick to it, kind of thing. And I can understand how that could be very frustrating if you don't sort of figure out the trick. Cool. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. So now I just have to put like a death counter on that. And I need to like sort of make it so that those hot dogs can be picked up. And I might put little trackers on them as well. Originally I was going to make the player just like look for every single hot dog, but that could be... Maybe that would be too much of a pain in the ass. I don't know. Because even when they were scattered all the way down the road there in my last playthrough, because it's snowy everywhere, they were like kind of easy enough to see. So I don't actually think they would be that hard to find. And I don't want to make it too easy. So the game's been really easy up to this point anyway. Sort of on purpose. So the next thing I wanted to debug was... On the interactable hot dogs, if I make these active... And we're using a distance of 2. So let's find a hot dog. Because this wasn't working. Okay, so there's a hot dog here. I've got to find that specific one now, though. Where am I? Where's the nearest hot dog to me? Oh, well, I'm over there. Okay, is there a hot dog near me? Not particularly. Okay, when I come around this corner, the first hot dog is this one. And I'm at distance 64 right now. Okay. Yeah. So this should be within range of it saying pick up hot dog. If use distance is greater than 0 and is active, which it is, if player distance is less than or equal to use distance, system objectives interact sender this. So my objective system should be receiving this hot dog. Oh, it's because I'm saying else system objectives interact sender is null. Okay, I got a better way of doing it. So what I need to do is I need to say if system objectives interact sender is this, then nullify it. Otherwise, we're nullifying other hot dogs registrations, which we don't want to do. That's what's happening. The other hot dogs are cancelling it out. So only set this to no hot dog if you are the hot dog that is currently registered in the interact system and the distance becomes too great. Basically. Yeah, I'm going to have to restart it though to test it. Yeah, okay, that's why that wasn't working. So that should fix my distance interactive override. Before we go on. It's still really hard. How are they missing? There we go. Oh, this is too funny. This is too funny. Oh my god. Oh, did I get... No, I didn't get one. I just got hit by a car is all that happened. Yeah, it won't work when I'm facing this way. I have to be facing... I have to be going against the rotation. Otherwise I'm gonna fucking hope in hell. Even then? Jesus. Oh my god. I do think it needs to be a little bit easier than this, I think. It's like a little too punishingly hard, I think. Yeah, this is actually frustrating me even. And I'm like insanely amused by this. Oh my god! Oh my god, this is so frustrating! Yeah, I think it's a little too frustrating, honestly. Yeah, okay, I need to add some extra helper. Like homing missile type snowball situation when it's a seagull that it detects. Okay. We'll test the interactive fix. Oh my god, it's still not doing it. Okay, the interactive system's still not doing it. I don't know why. Okay, now this is just extra frustrating for me. What's the distance on this hot dog? 3.7, 0.85, so it should be doing it. Oh, interesting. The interactive system's turned off. It didn't become active again, that's why. Wait, what? I know that when okay, I made a new function that said oh my god, why does nothing fucking work? I'm actually starting to get really mad now. It's still fucking turned off. Right, I'm starting to get super annoyed now. Because I did put a new line of code in. Which is what I think is causing this, but I don't know why, because basically it was to try and fix the Miku bug where her interactive prompt wasn't disappearing. So what I did is I noticed I had this flag of active on the interactive system, and I thought, well, that's weird because I never use it. So let's set that up and make it so that the dialogue system, when the dialogue system is enabled, it deactivates the interactive system, so the interactive system doesn't come up, and then make it so that the interactive system only interacts Basically when the dialogue system isn't open. But the dialogue system shouldn't be open right now, and it's not. But something is turning this interactive script off entirely. Is there any dialogue system still on? No. So what the fuck is killing the interactive system at every single frame then? Is it coming from itself? No, it's not coming from itself. What the fuck is happening? Yeah, those birds are working as intended because they've pretty much come to a stop now. Just to sort of make it easier for the player if they're struggling this much. I actually bounced right off him. Yeah, there also seems to be an issue with the birds' trigger colliders. I need to make their triggers a little bit bigger, I think. Yeah, if I do like a snowball homing missile logic, which I think I will, I probably won't run that script so it slows. Well, if I do, I'll make it very gradual. Yeah, let's turn it down to like 0, 1 because I'm gonna put some kind of homing system on the snowballs, I think. I also need to check that prefab because it feels like it felt like I hit a couple of seagulls a couple of times there, and the snowball just bounced straight off it, and it didn't detect the hit. And these things are hard enough as it is. So if a snowball hits it, it needs to fucking register. So in order to improve that, if I go into shit, it's not a prefab. It's fine though, I can highlight them all and do it that way. So if I go into scene, okay, if I go into scene, there are a couple of things that I do. I want to turn them off because they're set up perfect. And I want to grab each gull except the first one because the first one's bigger anyway. He's like the boss. Not that you can really tell. But he does have a slightly larger... Yeah, actually, it doesn't really matter because it'll be relative to his size anyway. So basically just grab... Put the gizmos on so I can see it. Grab... I mean, it's already coming out further than his bouncy collider. But it was definitely... There was definitely some snowballs hitting it. And bouncing off without it registering. So let's just... Oh, it's on the fucking child. Yeah. That's annoying. Right, it's this one here. There we go. We'll do a little bit more height as well. So make sure it's a little bit easier to hit him. Right. And it registers a bit better. Right. So hopefully that should improve the hitbox on him. Next. Homing missile. Well, that's actually less of a concern to me than something is turning the interactive system off on every frame. And it's not the bool of it being active. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck that is. And it was its game object as well. Our interact scan is saying, right, interesting. Our interact scan says if you don't hit a raycast, disable the entire game object. Yeah, we don't want to do that anymore. But I wonder if that's going to break its previous functionality. Let's find out. If it does, then we need to make sure we clear all UI feedback and telegraphing on the interactive system itself when So that interactive is not supposed to be there anymore. And just jump through the hot dog van now. That might be a different problem though. Yeah, because I think this is like a new game. Yeah, I don't think that broke anything. Okay, so that should now... That should now rule that out as a reason why the hot dogs aren't registering as interactable. Using the new range method. I have to kill some more fucking birds. Oh, first attempt? That's a first. Yeah, I might also be able to improve it by moving like the target center up. Because the snowballs seem to be like too low. Yeah, that's not the problem. Yeah, the problem is because they're moving, right? So like where the target was and where the target is when the snowball. Okay. Oh. Come on. Come on. Yay, we got one. God damn it. I love the way those birds die. And just land like darts in a dartboard. It's great. It's so funny. And they kind of spin around as well. It's so good. It's so great. I love it. I love it when things work out so good like this. Yeah, no, once you get like a knack for it, it's really not too bad actually. I don't even know if I need the homing missile mechanics. I don't know. There's another one here. There's also another one here. I think that's all of them. Alright, let's make the hot dogs interactive. Active. And see if we can actually, finally, yay! Pick up the hot dog when it's in range. Brilliant. So now I just need to tune the distance on it. Wait, where's that one? Where's that one not working? Huh. Maybe that one just didn't get switched to active for some reason. Yeah, there's something, I don't know, it's weird. It's like these two here don't want to do it, but the rest of them do. So it seems to be working now. I wonder if it's because they're too close to each other, so they're just constantly cancelling each other out. It's possible. What happens if we change the distance to like 1? Does that help? Yeah, I think this is what I was worried about. I think they're cancelling each other out. Yeah, one's a little too, like, it's a little... 2 felt much better. What about 1.5? Yeah, 1.5 feels okay. But yeah, this is what I was worried about. I think the reason these hot dogs... Let me check these hot dogs individually. This is what I was worried about. That there's going to be a distance where these hot dogs are just cancelling each other out. Which could be problematic. So let me find those specific hot dogs. Where the hell am I? I think it's these two, isn't it? That one's active. That one's active. That one's active. Yeah. I think they're cancelling each other out. Oh, it's doing it now. Wait, what? Oh, this is the one that... This is the one that's not showing up. Fuck off. It is active though, that's the weird thing. Weird. What is happening? So why... Oh, I swear to God. Why is that one not working and the other ones are? I don't understand why this specific hot dog doesn't telegraph to be picked up. That is so weird. Let's take a look at its values. It is active. Play distance is within the range. Yeah, I don't understand why. So let's try something, right? This is the naughty hot dog, and the rest of them are working. So it's hot dog fifth up from the bottom. That one. If I turn all the other hot dogs off, let's say we pick the other hot dogs up, does it then start working? Interestingly enough, no. What the fuck is happening then? This is just weird. I have no idea what's happening. I don't understand why this hot dog isn't sending itself to the interactable as the interactable. That's the rate cast. If play distance is less than or equal to distance, system objectives interact.sender equals this. Else, if the sender is this, then nullify it. Because this is potentially game breaking and I don't know why it's happening. Like all the others, all the other hot dogs work. There might have been one more hot dog that didn't work. I think I found two that weren't working. Where the fuck did all the other hot dogs go? They've been... Oh, I turned them off, didn't I? Yeah, I remember now. I turned them off. I mean, it's like mostly working, but like... I need it to fully work, not mostly work. So I don't know why that hot dog won't let me interact with it. It flashes on briefly. It's like it does it for one frame and then decides, no, I need to remove myself. And the only reason it's ever supposed to do that is if the play distance, which is this value here, is greater than its distance cap, which it's not here, right? As soon as that value drops below 1.5, it should be within range. So it's not really making a whole lot of sense. I don't know. That's weird. That's very weird. Because the other hot dogs work fine. They all register as pickup hot dog except that one. It doesn't make any sense. I fucking hate it when weird things like this happen. I really do. Because, like, why the fuck do all the others work? But this is the one that's like, no, fuck you, I'm not gonna work. It's insane. Because it just doesn't make any sense. Oh, I'm getting such a headache. Alright, I'm gonna leave it there, but yeah, most things are working, so it's just putting things together, but I think I need a break. Alright, I'll leave it there. Bye.